Today, we're diving into cyclosporiasis, an intestinal illness caused by the microscopic parasite Cyclospora cayetanensis. This tiny organism is responsible for a disease that can disrupt your digestive system and leave you feeling unwell for weeks if not properly treated. Cyclospora is a single-celled parasite, so small that it can only be seen under a microscope, yet its impact on human health can be significant, especially in areas where sanitation and food safety practices are lacking. This parasite is invisible to the naked eye and can sneak into your system through contaminated food or water. It often finds its way onto fresh fruits and vegetables, especially those that are eaten raw, and can also be present in untreated or unfiltered water sources. Because you can't see, taste, or smell Cyclospora, it's easy to consume it without realizing. While most common in tropical and subtropical regions, outbreaks can happen anywhere due to our global food supply. Imported produce can carry the parasite across continents, making it a concern even in countries with advanced food safety systems. In recent years, outbreaks have been linked to foods like cilantro, raspberries, basil, and leafy greens. Cyclospora thrives in warm, humid environments and often contaminates fresh produce. Fields irrigated with contaminated water or handled with unwashed hands can become sources of infection. The parasite's ability to survive in moist conditions makes it especially challenging to control in agricultural settings. Once ingested, it invades the small intestine, causing inflammation and uncomfortable symptoms. People infected with Cyclospora may experience watery diarrhea, loss of appetite, weight loss, bloating, increased gas, nausea, and fatigue. In some cases, symptoms can come and go, making it hard to pinpoint the cause without medical testing. The parasite's eggs, called oocysts, are shed in stool, but need 1 to 2 weeks in the environment to become infectious, so you don't catch it directly from another person. This unique life cycle means that Cyclospora spreads primarily through the environment, not through casual contact. Proper sanitation and waste management are crucial in breaking the cycle of transmission. This means the real risk comes from contaminated food and water, not person-to-person contact. Washing produce thoroughly, drinking safe water, and practicing good hygiene are your best defenses. Even at home, it's important to be vigilant, especially when preparing foods that won't be cooked. Understanding Cyclospora's life cycle helps us see why prevention is so important. Since the parasite needs time in the environment to become infectious, controlling contamination at the source, on farms, in water supplies, and during food processing can make a big difference in reducing outbreaks. By knowing how it spreads, you can take steps to protect yourself and your family. Simple actions like washing your hands before eating, rinsing produce under running water, and using water filters or purifiers can help keep Cyclospora at bay. It's not just about avoiding a stomach bug, it's about keeping a persistent parasite out of your life. Left untreated, cyclosporiasis can linger and cause ongoing discomfort, so awareness and prevention are key to staying healthy. Let's break down how Cyclospora spreads, what it feels like, and the best ways to stay safe so you can enjoy your meals with confidence and peace of mind. Cyclospora is mainly spread by eating or drinking food or water that has been contaminated with the parasite. This contamination can happen at any point from farm to table, making it a challenge to control. Even foods that look fresh and clean can carry Cyclospora if they've come into contact with contaminated water or surfaces. Contamination often starts at the source, like crops irrigated with tainted water or handled with poor hygiene. If farm workers don't have access to clean water or proper sanitation, the risk increases. Sometimes the water used to wash or irrigate produce is already contaminated, allowing the parasite to cling to fruits and vegetables before they even reach the store. Fresh produce, especially items eaten raw like leafy greens, herbs, and berries, are the most common culprits. These foods are often grown close to the ground and are rarely cooked, which means any Cyclospora present isn't killed by heat. Imported produce from regions with less strict sanitation can also pose a higher risk. Their textured surfaces make it tough to wash off the parasite completely. The tiny grooves and folds on leaves and stems can trap Cyclospora, making it difficult to remove even with thorough rinsing. Simply rinsing produce isn't always enough to remove Cyclospora. Unlike some bacteria or dirt, this parasite can cling tightly to surfaces, and standard washing methods may not be effective. That's why outbreaks can still happen even when people think they're being careful. Water is another risk. Drinking or using contaminated water, especially in areas with poor sanitation, can lead to infection. This is a particular concern in places where water treatment isn't reliable, or where flooding and poor sewage systems can mix waste with drinking water supplies. Cyclospora is resistant to normal chlorine levels in water, making it hard to eliminate from municipal supplies. Standard water treatment processes may not be enough to destroy the parasite, so it can persist in the water system and reach homes and businesses undetected. Unlike some foodborne illnesses, it doesn't spread directly from person to person because the parasite needs time outside the body to become infectious. This means you can't catch Cyclospora just by being near someone who is sick, but contaminated hands can still transfer the parasite to food or water if proper hygiene isn't followed. The real danger is environmental. When infected fecal matter contaminates soil or water, the parasite can mature and infect others through food or drink. This environmental cycle allows Cyclospora to spread widely, especially in areas where sanitation infrastructure is lacking or where agricultural runoff is common. This environmental cycle is why outbreaks can happen far from where the parasite originated. Contaminated produce can be shipped across countries and continents, spreading Cyclospora to people who have never visited the source region. Understanding this chain helps you see why food and water safety matter. Simple steps like washing hands, using safe water, and being cautious with raw produce can make a big difference in preventing infection. Next, let's look at what happens if you do get infected. Recognizing the signs early and seeking medical advice can help you recover faster and prevent spreading the illness to others. Recognizing the symptoms early is key. Stay alert to any changes in your health, especially after eating fresh produce or traveling to areas with known outbreaks. Symptoms of Cyclospora infection usually appear about a week after exposure. The hallmark is frequent, watery diarrhea, often severe and persistent. Other symptoms include loss of appetite, weight loss, bloating, stomach cramps, nausea, and sometimes vomiting. Profound fatigue is common, making daily activities difficult. Some people experience low-grade fever, body aches, and headaches, similar to the flu. Symptoms can seem to improve, only to return days later, creating a cycle that can last for weeks or months if untreated. This relapsing pattern is a strong sign to seek medical advice. Don't ignore persistent or recurring symptoms. Let's talk about how to protect yourself. The best defense against Cyclospora is careful food handling, especially with fresh produce. Since this parasite is often spread through contaminated water or food, being vigilant in your kitchen can make a big difference in keeping your meals safe and healthy. Always wash fruits and vegetables thoroughly under running water, even those you plan to peel. Dirt and microscopic contaminants can linger on the surface, so a quick rinse isn't enough. Take your time to ensure every part of the produce is cleaned. Use a clean brush for firm produce like potatoes or carrots, and separate leafy greens to rinse each leaf individually. This helps remove any hidden dirt or parasites that might be trapped between the leaves or in crevices. Avoid using soap or special washes. Friction and water are enough. In fact, soaps and chemicals can leave residues that aren't safe to ingest, so stick to plain water and gentle scrubbing for best results. Wash your hands thoroughly with soap and water before and after handling produce, and always use separate cutting boards for raw foods like meat, poultry, or seafood. This prevents cross-contamination and keeps your kitchen safer. Cooking vegetables kills the parasite, so opt for cooked options when possible, especially when traveling or if you're unsure about the produce's origin. Steaming, boiling, or sautéing are all effective ways to make your food safer. When abroad, avoid raw produce unless you've washed and peeled it yourself, and stick to safe water sources. Bottled or filtered water is best for drinking and washing food, especially in areas where water quality is uncertain. Skip ice unless you're sure it's made from treated water. Ice can easily harbor parasites if made from contaminated sources, so it's safer to go without in unfamiliar places. By following these simple but effective steps, you can dramatically lower your risk of infection and enjoy your meals with greater peace of mind, whether you're at home or traveling abroad. Real outbreaks show how easily Cyclospora can spread through common foods. Fresh cilantro from Mexico has caused multiple outbreaks, leading to stricter import controls. Pre-packaged salads and vegetable trays have also been linked to large outbreaks, affecting hundreds across the U.S. Berries, especially raspberries and strawberries, have been implicated due to their hard-to-clean surfaces. These cases highlight the importance of safe farming and food handling practices. Outbreaks have driven improvements in regulations and public health surveillance. They remind us that even healthy foods can carry risks if contaminated at the source. Staying informed and practicing food safety at home is your best defense. Let's move on to what to do if you think you're sick. If you have watery diarrhea lasting more than a few days, see your doctor. Persistent symptoms, especially with weight loss, severe cramps or fatigue, warrant medical attention. High-risk groups like those with weakened immune systems, the elderly and young children should be extra cautious. Tell your doctor about recent travel or foods you've eaten, especially if linked to outbreaks. Severe dehydration, high fever or blood in your stool are red flags. Seek care immediately. Early diagnosis leads to faster, more effective treatment. Don't wait for symptoms to resolve on their own. Your doctor can help you recover and prevent complications. Diagnosis starts with your doctor asking about your symptoms, travel, and diet. Because symptoms overlap with other illnesses, lab testing of your stool is needed to confirm Cyclospora. You may need to provide multiple samples as the parasite can be shed intermittently. Labs use special stains or advanced molecular tests to detect the parasite. Accurate diagnosis ensures you get the right treatment: antibiotics, not antivirals or standard stomach remedies. Confirmed cases are reported to health departments to help track outbreaks. Your diagnosis helps protect others by alerting public health officials. Follow your doctor's instructions for sample collection to ensure accurate results. Quick, accurate testing is key to stopping the spread. Next, let's talk about treatment and recovery. The standard treatment for cyclosporiasis is a combination antibiotic, trimethoprim and sulfamethoxazole. Most people feel better within days of starting the medication. If you're allergic to sulfa drugs, alternatives are limited, so symptom management and supportive care become crucial. Staying hydrated is essential. Drink water, broth, or oral rehydration solutions to replace lost fluids and electrolytes. Rest is important to help your body recover. People with healthy immune systems usually recover fully with treatment. Those with weakened immunity may need longer or more intensive care. Always inform your doctor about allergies before starting new medications. Prompt treatment shortens illness and prevents relapses. Let's wrap up with how you can take charge of your health. Cyclospora is a hidden threat, but you have the power to protect yourself. Wash produce, practice good kitchen hygiene, and be cautious with food and water when traveling. Prevention is simple and effective. Small habits make a big difference. If you get sick, seek medical care and share your travel and food history with your doctor. Accurate diagnosis and treatment can get you back to health quickly. Food safety is a shared responsibility in our global world. Stay informed, eat fresh, and eat safely. Thanks for watching. Take care of your health.